Alright, good morning. We're going to get started on changing a spiral cable, or better known as a clock spring, on the 2006 Nissan Titan. Okay, the first thing we got to do is, of course, disconnect the battery so we can make sure that the airbag that we're going to pull out doesn't deploy on us. So I disconnected both sides of the battery, and I'm going to wait the 15 minutes. Okay, the 15 minutes is up. So we got our steering wheel straight, wheels aligned straight. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is figure out where I need to access it. There was a little panel here on the side, on both sides of the steering wheel. So I popped it open, figured out I needed a size 10 millimeter. So we're going to go ahead and take those screws out on both sides and see what we find after that. Okay, so after finagling to get these little 10 millimeter bolts out of these little holes, we got the airbag loose. Alright, so once we get the airbag loose, there's a couple of connections that need to come off: the orange and the yellow and the ground. So from what I've seen on the videos, apparently we got to take these clips off carefully, and I guess we got to pry the black part of it off. So I'm going to take a little small screwdriver. There's not very much room here on this Nissan 2006, but we're going to make it work. And forgive me if my camera is not in focus, because I'm trying to do this with one hand holding the camera and the other one on the screwdriver, plus holding this airbag. Alright, so as you can see, I got one of them popped up and loose. You don't take it out, and we got to get the other one. Once I get that, I'll be back. Okay, airbag removed, and like I said, you had the connections that needed to come off. You also got another connection here that needs to come off. Okay, airbag removed, and like I said, you had the connections that needed to come off. You also got another connection here that needs to come off. Alright, so this little connection required a little screwdriver to help get it off. You got that. You got a 19 millimeter nut that needs to be cracked. For some reason, I couldn't get my steering wheel to lock, but it wasn't a big deal. I went on there and cracked it with the 19 millimeter, and I'm just taking that off. Now, I reconnected the battery only to see if I could make my steering wheel lock. Other than that, you don't need the battery connected, because you don't want to make a mistake and have it on when you go to put this stuff back together. So I got my nut off, and we're going to remove the steering wheel. Okay, with some wiggling, you can get this off. You don't need a tool or anything, just a little bit of force, and then you can get this to come off. When you're getting it off, you have to feed those two wires, the orange and the yellow, through the holes to get them out, and you got to be gentle with that. So I'll be back. Okay, so steering wheel off, and you're down to where your clock spring is. Of course, you got to get this molding off. So you got a couple screws here to go ahead and take out.